What's up? So we got Arrow Season 2, Episode 5, League of Assassins. So this episode starts off with Sara dreaming about 6 years ago about when she was presumed dead. And yeah, so she's sleeping and Oliver's allowing her to sleep in the mansion because Leah is off at Roy's house and with his mom in jail and everything. So no one knows she's alive. So, yeah. so let me get into it. So then Sara flashbacks about when she was picked up by a prison captain named Anthony Ilo, and that's where the ending of episode 4 left off. Episode 4 left off with her seeing Oliver, but we learned prior to those events she was just kidnapped by an Anthony Ilo ship and taken in by Anthony Ilo. So yeah, but that's when a League of Assassins member come in and try to kill Sara, and Oliver's like, Merlin, and she's like, Oliver, you really think that's Uncle Merlin? You know that he's called the Dark Archer, right? He fights with a bow and arrow. This guy fights with a sword. Oh, Oliver, you're really... I have no idea. After the reveal of Hot Dan / Sebastian Blow was evil, he's not in this episode, so they fight, and so guy that looks like Malcolm Monroe. His name is Al the First. Terrible name to pronounce. And he's after Sara because Sara was after the freighter, which was Ido's ship. Sara was picked up by the League of Assassins and trained to be an assassin and a killer. And she that's why she cannot go back to her family, because her family remembers her as a nice person, but she isn't that person anymore. So yeah, so they know that So the Canary and the Arrow fight Owlboy Owl in an abandoned factory as Felicity tries to tell Quentin to leave town because the League of Assassins are after him, but he doesn't listen because she can't tell him why they're after him. So he's like, yeah, I'm not leaving, and go and says, bye, Miss Smoke. Like, okay, yeah, of course he's not gonna go. Like, you don't give him you don't give him enough time. Felicity, you go to him telling him to leave, but you don't give him the full story because you can't. Yeah, that is not how this works. So he's obviously not going. So Sara decides to say, "Sup, Dad? I'm alive," and fills him in on what's happening and about how these League of Assassins members are. She doesn't go to Laurel or her mom. She goes to her dad. Some people say that this is Sara's worst moment, but I'm gonna say it's kind of she kind of justifies it later that she can't do it, because if Laurel or her mom found out she was alive, they would never stop looking for her, and that would get them both dead. So understandable why she went, but why she went to Quentin first, because she only went to Quentin first because to convince him to leave, and he's like, hey, if these League of Assassins guys when you showed up, would you told them that they're alive? And she's like, nah. It's kind of sad, that, yeah. Well, speaking of, yeah. So Laurel's trial is coming up, and Laurel and her DA donor tried to convince Oliver's mom to take the plea possibility without parole. but they're like, nah. But Moira, she's like, let me time to think about it, and she's considered taking it. Felicity and Thea, I almost said Felicity. Dang. Thea is like, hey, oh, you got, they still need her. And she's like, she cannot believe this, and she leaves. And Oliver's kind of mad that Laurel's giving her the death penalty, and she's like, hey, it's a new. He's like, hey, she was a sign. And he's like, you could have said no. And she's like, this is a new job, Oliver. I have to see where it takes me. Because they don't forget Sara and I was destroyed, so yeah, so yeah, so Quentin and Sara go to fight Royale and his gang. Quentin tries to use a gun against these League of Assassins members. I'm like, Quentin, you really think a gun is gonna work against trained assassins? Yeah, that doesn't work. But then Oliver, aka the Arrow, shows up, and it's so weird calling him the Arrow now because I'm used. So he's calling him the Hood, but now we have to call him the Arrow. So the Arrow shows up and fights the bad guy, Oliver's like, Quinn's like, Sara, don't do this, and she's like, tell Ra's al Ghul that she's not. Don't go after her family, and he's like, see ya, and so yeah, so as I said, he explains why she cannot tell Laurel or her mom because they will not, they will keep looking and it will get them both killed. And as I said before, understandable. She's just looking out for her family safety. Yeah, and then we get to a flashback to as we saw from the previous episode. Where Sarah's like, prisoner kicks him. He's like, how are you? And then she kicks him, saying, prisoners don't speak. And yeah. And that's where the episode ends. Obviously, I think this flashback Sarah's playing on this act of doing this to Oliver, when in reality she feels bad about doing that, so she's playing on an act. But that's just my theory for what's going on with Sara. But yeah, that was a good episode. Laurel's still annoying. There was no evil Dan or Hot Dan in the episode. And yeah, because now we know that he's really a bad guy. And yeah, they don't even mention the mayor. No one knows the mayor's dead. They still think he's still alive. They never even mentioned him at all. I like the Sara flashback. It was great to learn more about her as a character and to learn what she's been through since the flashback in the pilot episode. Even though she's played by a different actress, Katie Lotz, I think, does an amazing job than Jacqueline Woods did. I think Katie Lotz is a better actress. Nothing against her, but she only appeared like one time in a flashback. And Katie Lotz is a season 1 character. So yeah. Yeah. So, and also I like how, yeah, that was the episode. Now Sarah's past is revealed. Sarah's past after the Gambit has been revealed. And that was a pretty good episode. So, but anyway, I'll see you next time for some more Arrow. I'll see you for some more Arrow. And I'll see you guys.